This is Good Morning Chattanooga Weekend.
And thanks so much for waking up with us with Good Morning Chattanooga Weekend. I'm Varion Walton. Let's go ahead and get things started with a quick check of your Storm Track 9 forecast with senior meteorologist Bill Riggs.
Thank you. And we're going to take a look outside here from Storm Cam 9. And we're starting off with a little drier weather this morning. Some sun even. Temperatures are in the low to mid 70s and things are working out pretty well here for this morning. 76 at 9 noontime, 81 and 87 degrees at 4. And that is your forecast. Time for the news right now.
Thanks, Bill. Well, they were 7 minutes that claimed 5 lives and changed a city and a nation forever. Today is August 16th, 1 month since 5 servicemen were killed in the city of Chattanooga. The Navy and Marine Forces Reserve, along with the city of Chattanooga, honored those men Saturday at McKenzie Arena. Chattanooga Mayor Andy Berg welcomed thousands in attendance. Others also spoke about the 5 men who paid the ultimate sacrifice, spoke to their families, and a grieving community seeking closure. Here are a few of the memorable remarks.
For us, 7 minutes have cost us 5 lifetimes. And so on this day, we appeal to your timeless grace and pray for your compassion as we continue this journey of immeasurable grief.
As a community, we learn names that will forever be bound up in the Chattanooga story. Holmquist, Wells, Sullivan, Wyatt, Smith. Obsessively, we look for ways to help these families.
Our brothers that day ran toward the danger, not away from it. They took back the initiative. They had a bias for action. They are not victims. They are Marines.
And if you'd like to hear those speeches and the entire program honoring the fallen, you can watch that 24/7 on our website. We're at newschannel9.com. Well, family members of the fallen servicemen began gathering items from the memorial on Lee Highway and Amnicola Highway this weekend. News Channel 9's Hannah Lawrence has that story.
This picture was given to me of Sergeant David Wyatt's family handpicking pieces to take home after the ceremony at McKenzie Arena. I met so many amazing, genuine people visiting the memorial on Amnicola Highway Saturday one last time.
Tears in the eyes of those who came to this memorial for the last time.
Even when this memorial's gone.
Also happening today, another memorial, this one at Lee Highway. It's expected to begin at 4 o'clock this afternoon at the site of the new permanent memorial. Volunteers put up this memorial in less than 72 hours. The service will be complete with taps and a flag ceremony. The Marine Corps band will also play.
People just came together, drew out something on a piece of paper, started calling different suppliers here in the city, and we just got an overwhelming response from people wanting to donate their materials and donate their time.
There will be seating for about 200 people, but you're also being asked to bring your lawn chairs too. We'll have a live report from the Lee Highway Memorial site that's coming up a little later this morning. Well, later tonight, yet another ceremony honoring our fallen servicemen and local heroes. A parade around the perimeter of Hamilton Place Mall. That one is set to start at 6:30 tonight. You'll see groups like the Chattanooga Lookouts, the Sea Cadets, and the Brainerd High School Junior ROTC. After the parade, Congressman Chuck Fleischman is expected to speak outside of the food court entrance, honoring our local leaders. And coming up tomorrow, the 2015 Women's World Cup trophy arrives in Chattanooga 1 day before the team actually makes it to the Scenic City. That trophy will be on display in 3 locations Monday afternoon from noon until 2 at the Waterhouse Pavilion on Market Street. Then from 4 to 6 p.m., it moves to Hamilton Place Mall. And then Wednesday, in advance of the women's game against Costa Rica, the trophy will be at Finley Stadium starting at 2:30. And today, the U.S. women's national team is playing its first post-World Cup game in Pittsburgh. You're looking at video from their practice at the Heinz Field that happened Saturday. Today's game is the first for the women's 10-game victory tour across the country. Their game in Chattanooga is the second stop. That's coming up on Wednesday. Kickoff, we're told, is at 6:30. Well, if you'd like to go to the game at Finley Stadium Wednesday, you're in luck. We hear there are still tickets available. StubHub is reporting more than 600 tickets that are still available for sale. The price ranges go from $43 to $1,400. The women's team is playing a friendly match against Costa Rica. News Channel 9 talked to the CFC's general manager, Sean McDaniel, about the big match.
It's going to be well supported anyway, but I think the sustainability of it, where we can't get enough soccer down here.
And if you can't make it to the match, that's all right. The game will be shown on ESPN2. Kickoff again is at 6:30. The maximum capacity is a little more than 20,000 people. Well, the political season is well underway. Top candidates are making their cases at the Iowa State Fair in Des Moines, Iowa this weekend. And as Andy Rhodes reports, frontrunners Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, they were there, but their paths didn't cross.
Democratic and Republican heavy hitters paid visits to the Iowa State Fair, shaking hands, greeting supporters, and asking for votes.
I will fight as hard as I can to earn every vote here and across the country.
Democratic frontrunner Hillary Clinton was candid about the controversies surrounding the investigation into her private emails.
And that helicopter Donald Trump flew in on took up some kids in, we're told cost a whopping $7 million. Now, ABC's Martha Raddatz was also up in that chopper. She'll have a report that's coming up after our second hour of Good Morning Chattanooga weekend. That's during this week with George Stephanopoulos. Well, strong winds continue to keep wildfires burning across a number of western states. This is video from a fire in Washington state. Lightning strikes in the nearby national forest Friday morning sparked 11 fires. People are evacuating and shelters keep changing locations. That's because the fire is spreading. A heat wave and drought conditions along with a dry brush are also fueling a number of these fires. It's also been close to 40 years since Elvis Presley died. He died on this date back in 1977 at the age of 42 in Memphis. Thousands of Elvis fans are at Graceland this weekend, the King's home, celebrating his life and his legacy. Celebrations are expected to wrap up at Graceland with a gospel service this morning. This morning also, sad news to tell you about. We've learned civil rights pioneer and Tennessee native Julian Bond has died. According to the Southern Poverty Law Center, he passed away last night in Florida after an illness. He played a prominent role in the 1960s civil rights movement, focusing on equal rights for African Americans. Julian Bond also served in Georgia's state legislature for some 20 years. He was a professor at Harvard University and the University of Pennsylvania. He also served as the chairman of the board for the NAACP for more than a decade. Julian Bond was 75 years old. Well, that's a look at some of your local and national headlines this morning. Now over to Bill Race for a preview of your Storm Track 9 forecast.
First, we take a look outside on Storm Cam 9, and it has been a pretty good start to the day with some sunshine. A few showers, though, later on this afternoon, and mainly this afternoon and evening, but some rain increasing for next week.
Our time now is 9:25, and my favorite part of the day, it's time for our weird and wacky news. And you know what? This morning we began really close to home, Bill, in Franklin County, Alabama.
All right, well, this is where a woman was caught trying to break into jail. This surveillance video from the Franklin County Jail, you can see the woman using bolt cutters trying to cut her way into the prison yard. Investigators say responding officers scared her away, but she didn't make it far before she was caught.
And the sheriff says this woman was caught with a number of items, including a 2-gallon size bag of tobacco. She had some strips, a cell phone that she was trying to get inside. And you know what, Bill? We're told she is no stranger to the law. Get this. The sheriff tells us this woman just left this very same facility only 2 weeks ago. That's a story you don't hear about every day. Someone trying to break inside of the gym.
No, it must have got good reviews or something there.
Maybe the food was good.
I don't know exactly.
You think? Well, now on to Washington, where police were called because of an erratic driver that was all over the road.
Well, no wonder. Turns out that the driver was only 11 years old. Police say the boy stole a red Subaru, then took off for a joyride. Investigators say when they caught up to him, they noticed he wasn't even tall enough to see over the wheel. They described him as driving all over the place and running several red lights.
And the scene, as you can see here, this wild ride ended this way. The patrol car had to crash into the Subaru just to get the car to stop. Luckily, no charges were filed against this boy, but later he was released to his mom, and you know what?
What?
He's got a lot of explaining to do because no doubt that punishment is going to be one bill he'll remember for a lifetime.
I get that feeling, yeah.
And finally this morning on to St. Paul, Minnesota, where the feline fanatics, they're having a lot of fun this weekend.
I guess they are, because they're giving a whole new meaning to Crazy Cat Lady. About 13,000 cat enthusiasts turned out for the 4th annual Internet Cat Video Festival in St. Paul, Minnesota this week. To kick things off, the city mayor tossed out, what else? Ceremonial ball of yarn.
And then the cat videos that were posted on social media, they were played on a giant screen. No famous cats made appearances, but I'm told the infamous Grumpy Cat was there. There was a cutout of that, and there also the attendants got into the festival atmosphere.
Love cats. Cat Film Festival is a fantastic gathering of everyone that loves cats, loves watching cats on film. Everyone comes dressed up as cats and different cat-themed t-shirts. It's fantastic.
Fantastic and clearly over the top. We're told one of the co-producers of this festival said he went through more than 10,000 cat videos. He picked out the top 100 of the festival that amounted to some 70 minutes of non-stop cat entertainment. And if that wasn't enough, folks, you even had an opportunity to make your own cat mask from a booth.
Oh, of course you could. And then after that guy went through 10,000 videos, he was then admitted to the hospital, I have a feeling, because he needed some rest.
Absolutely. I think that's taking things a little to the extreme. But, you know, I'm a dog lover myself.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, I'm sure that they have something going on for that, too. You know, I don't know about 10,000 videos, though.
Definitely a great festival for everyone. We'll stay here. We've got more news and information for you coming up. Up next, this week's featured creature. No cats, but we'll tell you how long this penguin chick will grow and waterproof feathers and why these guys find fish milkshakes to be pretty tasty. Stick around. You've got to hear the details of this one. It's coming up.